coach for creative people. I'm based just outside of London in the UK, and you can find me at markmcguinness.com and lateraction.com. My favourite disruptive hero is a guy called John Eaton, Dr. John Eaton. And way back in the mid-90s, he was my psychotherapy supervisor. He trained me as a psychotherapist, saw me through the early stages of learning to find my feet in a pretty challenging career. And he's my favourite disruptive hero because he's somebody who really looks at life differently and challenges his colleagues, his clients, even his friends to question what they know, to look at things differently, maybe follow an unorthodox route. He does amazing things outside of psychotherapy. He's helping people get well from conditions that a lot of medical profession are holding their hands up. They don't know what to do with it. I've seen with my own eyes John get people well after a very long time being ill. And we work together in various contexts. He's always brought a lot of creativity, a lot of enthusiasm, and very strong kind of gut instinct that he'll go with in spite of what the received wisdom is. So once upon a time, he really kind of took my head and shook it up and made me re-examine the way I looked at the world. And I'll always be grateful for that because it's kind of given me the foundation for just about everything I've done since, is what I learned from John about 16, 17 years ago. I started out as a poet, which is, has always been my own artistic path, but I never really saw myself as a people person. So the idea of me working one-to-one with clients, working with a group of people in a training, I've even given presentations to several hundred people. That all came down to John challenging me to say, just because you think you're one type of person, don't be satisfied with that. You can do this. I remember when he was actually training me in public speaking and presentation skills, because we did some work on that together. And I remember saying to him one day, but yeah, I'm still a bit nervous. And he said, of course you're nervous. He said, if you're not a bit nervous, there's something wrong. And I think that's so true about so many things that, John taught me that fear isn't the signal you should run away and hide. It's the signal you should wake up and bring your best. My favourite disruptive change is the whole digital revolution, including the internet. I remember years ago seeing an interview with Billy Connolly, the comedian. He was talking about life in the 1950s Glasgow being very dour, and it was like everything was in black and white. He said, and then rock and roll came along, and it was like, yes! I've been waiting for this all my life. And it was pretty well a similar impact, because I've been working as a coach and as a therapist and as a trainer, working with people and a writer in a room with people or writing stuff at home on my computer. And then the internet comes along and suddenly I can write a blog and have readers all over the world. I'm speaking to you today, Bill. Every day I speak to clients, to friends, to contacts in four corners of the globe. I've published a book. I have a blog that gets read, I have a newsletter that gets read. It's completely transformed the way I write, the way I create, the way I network, the way I work. Disruptive change I'm currently challenged by on a daily basis is my children. And you were saying that they're wonderful, there's lots of puppy dogs, there's lots of roses, there's lots of wonderful things, but I think becoming a parent is hard to beat in terms of disruptive change that challenges you and keeps challenging you to, show up and be your best, or do, the best you can. And it's constantly evolving. But just when you get the hang of babies, then suddenly they start walking about, and then you think, okay, I can do that. And now you're talking back. And, I'm sure that will continue, and it will always be challenging, and it will always be fun, and it will always be one of those things I think, am I really up to this? But, that's part of the fun. It would also be my favourite disruptive change as well. So it's wonderful. And I think it's maybe like going back to what John said about if you're not a bit nervous, if you're not a bit challenged, if you're not struggling a bit, there's something wrong because you're not really challenging yourself. You're not really going outside that comfort zone and learning something new.